A special thank you to Moth Vibes for being this video's divine patron. Everyone go to the comments and say thank you to Moth Vibes because this person is super cool.
Passion for fashion, passion for fashion, passion for fashion. You gotta self-express.
I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't that much into dolls when I was younger. Most of the fun I had was playing with toys with my sister. I had always a surface level interest in dolls and never truly delved deep into dolls until making these videos. But there was always one doll series that I heard people talk about. A series of dolls that, for whatever reason, was considered taboo to own and caused parents to fight. Those dolls were Bratz dolls. I'm more of a Polly Pocket and My Littlest Pet Shop kind of guy myself, which is a sentence I never really thought I'd say, but it's true. Bratz dolls always looked weird to me. They even seemed alien to a certain degree. And parents didn't like Bratz dolls because they argued they looked too sexy with their stylized proportions and massive lips with big eyes. People thought that Bratz dolls were setting a bad example on young, impressionable children, and well, really, can you blame them? I mean, look at this thing. It's as if a doll did the Kylie Jenner challenge. But controversy tends to help the notoriety of literally anything. So when I caught the wind of Bratz dolls being controversial, I was interested in getting one because I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. But because I had no money and there was no way I was going to ask my mom for a controversial toy, I never got one. Until today! Bratz released their first line of dolls in 2001, and I tried getting one of them for this video, but yikes. Now there was the argument that Bratz dolls were actually a positive toy franchise, since the majority of the dolls were of quote-unquote ethnic minorities. Which translates to, they had more than just white girls. And honestly, I can get that. I can bite that there may have been some good that the Bratz dolls did, but that doesn't get rid of the overly cosmetic faces that was the biggest source of criticism for these dolls. And really the allegations of these dolls having a negative impact on girls' psychology has always been difficult to swallow. Like, are we really gonna pin all the blame on dolls? But it's hard to argue that Bratz dolls weren't popular. There was clearly a strong appeal for these dolls. These dolls sold so well, Barbie was crapping her pants, seeing how much potential profits she was losing. Turns out there was an animated series for Bratz. I thought I'd try it out. I'm ready.
Said I'm way out.
But let's be real, it was the movies that really got people's attention. But since my stomach can only handle so much poorly animated CGI, I decided to watch the first Bratz movie and then the most popular Bratz movie. Bamboozle and Beyonce? This one's traditional animation? Oh, thank goodness. Well, I guess I spoke too soon. Are those real pictures in the background? Did they just put a filter on them and expect to get away with that?
I express myself daily through my passion for fashion.
Is this the entirety of their personality? Please tell me this isn't the entirety of their personality. So the problem is that their teacher assigned them a giant project that's worth a quarter of their grade, but prom is this weekend. How could they ever hope to complete their assignment when prom is clearly a priority? You should know that I say this sarcastically, as someone who's never been to prom and cannot relate to them in any way, shape, or form. So the girls need to concoct a plan so that... Okay, I can't look at them seriously. They look like alien. Where is their nose? It's like they're all children of Voldemort. I want to be beautiful too. Okay, moving on. They try to combine their assignment of self-expression with prom by making a video, which is apparently genius. They don't explain why it's genius, but I guess I'll just take their word that it is. Sure, why not? Eventually, because the whole point of the movie is for them to make a video expressing their personality, there's a large segment where they just talk about themselves and their interests. So I guess they do have personality, but they showed us in the most boring way possible.
Chloe, look out!
Oh, yeah, great. What's the logical option in this situation? Run over a skunk or endanger the lives of 4 of your friends? I can't wait for this movie to be over. Huh? Oh, it's over.
So my review of the movie is...
Next up, for the most popular Bratz movie was Bratz Fashion Pixies. How do I know it's the most popular?
Don't question me.
Now it's 3D, which is an improvement from the PowerPoint presentation that was the first movie. This is the main character. I already forgot her name. And this is her sister, who's a total bitch for no reason whatsoever. Rambunctious Rihanna, is that a nose? I guess noses are back this season. Anyway, this girl wants a boyfriend. Her sister's a total jerk, and she can also summon elder demons from space, so that's cool, I guess. Now, I know what you're thinking. You think that I chose to watch this movie because there's a goth girl in it, and I vehemently deny that accusation. Regardless of it being true, I deny it completely. The girls feel there's something super sketch about the goth girl and trespass on their property to learn more. You know, the beginning of every good adventure begins with crime. Then they find out their friend is a pixie. It turns out the goth girl is assimilating the fashion normies into her cult of goths. Holy Jesus. She manages to turn Chloe and Yasmin into pastel goths by brainwashing them with Billie Eilish and Evanescence songs. Her friends find their lair and stumble upon their underground rave. Truly, the epitome of evil. Satan himself must have been involved.
Soon I'll have finished the job I started 10 long years ago. Pixies have served the Earth long enough. Now, thanks to me, the Earth is gonna serve us.
Oh, she's actually evil. I guess. Who could have guessed? The movie ends with the goth girl's plan getting foiled because everyone holds hands and commits arson. It was pretty wild.
Was it good? No. Was it fun? Yes. If anything, the show's quality and the movies improved over time, so you can see that they're at least putting effort into the quality of these movies. And when I was growing up, I did manage to catch some of these movies, and even during that time, I found them fun as well. And I think that's the most important part of these movies. They never have to be good. They just have to be fun. As for the toys, the one that I absolutely had to get was Bratz Babies, which, like, I get it. Girls and baby dolls have been a thing since before boy bands, but aren't Bratz supposed to be fashion dolls? So doesn't this kind of like clash, like fashion for babies? I guess that's actually becoming a thing nowadays. Ew. And when I look at them, they don't really seem that cute to me. Oh my god, this is the most egregious pain in the ass I've ever had to deal with a toy. What the hell? How did anybody find this cute? But these were a lot of people's favorite series of Bratz dolls. I mean, I know it was my sister's favorite. She loved these things. So I guess somehow during the time people found this cute. I'm not sure if it's aged well at all. You know, now that I think about it, combining fashion and baby dolls, and it's just two things that are traditionally known that girls like, and just slapping them together, that's probably really ingenious now that I think about it. Can you do that with other toys and have it just sell really well? Business ideas, toy companies, lazy ideas ahead. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have mentioned this. The other one I had to get was Bratzilla's House of Witches. And the only reason I got it was because I am such a fan of Halloween and a pumpkin spice. I am a basic bitch, and I am very proud of it. I will always stand by that statement. Should I actually be opening these? Are these collectible or something? Am I angering the entirety of the Bratz community? Is there still a Bratz community? Behold, Sasha Bella Pause. I got there eventually. Honestly, in terms of the quality of these dolls, these are really nice. I mean, like, I haven't been that exposed to too many dolls, but this has a lot of detail in it. Most likely just like the clothes, the hair, the braiding, the hats, the makeup. Like, goodness. She even got a little thigh tattoo. That's probably also not setting a good example for kids, but hey, tattoos are cool, so I approve. Her eyes are not painted on. Oh my god, that's awesome. There's actually like small glass eyes inside of the doll. That's so cool. Does the other ones do that? Does the baby do that? No, the baby's painted on. The Bratzilla ones are awesome. Her earrings are even tiny little cats. These are great. Are these official Bratz ones, or is Bratzilla's just not actually associated with Bratz? Am I dumb?
So, what happened to Bratz? Well, the joke I made about Barbie crapping herself at Bratz's success wasn't just a joke. Turns out the origin of Bratz comes from Carter Bryant, who was working at Mattel. Mattel is the company that owns Barbie, by the way. And it was there, while he was working, that he came up with the idea for Bratz. Then Carter Bryant sold the idea to MGA Entertainment, one of Mattel's competitors. And that was a big no-no, because Mattel states in their contract that anything made by their employees during company hours is the legal right of Mattel. So that means Mattel should have the rights to Bratz. And thus a legal battle of epic proportions ensued. It was a mess, like a huge mess, and I am not entirely certain if all the sources that I got are completely legitimate. So I'll skip to the end so you don't need to suffer the headache that I had to go through. Mattel won the first lawsuit around intellectual property, but MGA managed to keep the rights to continue making the dolls. Then MGA accused Mattel of stealing trade secrets, which they won. The long and short of it is that there is a long line of legal battles that MGA and Mattel get into. Chances are that MGA realized that the legal battles themselves were becoming too costly, and the constant scrutiny over the over-sexualization of the toys was going to be harsher and harsher, with more light being shown on discrimination in the workplace. Right now, MGA really just wants to buy Mattel. If they can somehow manage to purchase Mattel, then they won't have to worry about any legal issues. But the chances of that happening aren't the highest, given that we're literally talking about Barbie, who is the most recognizable doll in the world. I wouldn't bet on that actually happening. Bratz dolls aren't actually gone. The franchise was never really canceled. Their most recent toy line was the Bratz Collectors, where they did a soft reboot of the characters in 2018. Lawsuits aside, Bratz was too strong of a brand not to use. But now it's being marketed as a premium toy, where they cost upwards of $50. And I got one. Of course, I got my main girl, Chloe. I've been exposed to Bratz for about a month, but Chloe is my main girl. Behold the Bratz Collectors fashion doll of Chloe. The eyes are painted in again. Nothing will beat the Bratzilla's Halloween ones. That's just so cool. I have not seen that in a doll or any figure. And even the $100 figures tend to paint the eyes on. That was awesome. In terms of quality, there is no articulation with this, but I'm not sure it matters because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to display it. I'm not entirely sure the purpose of this. It's a $50 doll. I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point you just display it. It's a strange tactic for dolls, but it exists. The quality of the plastic? Oh my god, it actually articulates. Look, you can't see any actual segmentation, but her leg actually goes back and forth slightly. Like, it locks into place. Like, click, click. I mean, in terms of, like, the quality of the clothes, great. I don't know why I'm trying to review dolls. I'm not a doll expert. I just tend to do videos for them because you guys like them. I didn't think this video through, did I? Now you see, I'm a little torn with the Bratz dolls. I mean, with the collector's Bratz dolls, is there really much of a benefit? Is this really appealing to the people who like Bratz? I mean, for an outsider looking in, this just seems like there's no really added benefit other than perhaps better fashion. And to me,